Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services, and I welcome you all to the new learning series by our new initiative called News in Focus. In this learning segment, I'll be looking into the important topic that is relevant for examination purposes, specifically for civil services prelims and many other government examination. So today's topic discussion is H3N2 influenza A virus. So without any further delay, let's get started with the topic. So why we are discussing this news? Because recently two deaths has been reported from different state in the country. The first death were reported from Karnataka and other from Haryana. And this was only because of influenza A subtype H3N2 virus, which was confirmed by Government of India Ministry of Health. And a total of 90 cases has been reported till time being, and it is expected that this might take a surge. So in light of that, the Government of India has come up with advisory with regards to the influenza viruses. Now, what is H3N2 virus? So if you see the anatomy of the virus, I'll just give you the basic of the anatomy. This is nucleoprotein, which you can see this color code. This is called lipid envelope. Then there's a capsid, and this is called silidase, which is there as a part of the spine, right? And hemagglutinin is there, which is this red in color. So H3N2 is a subtype of influenza A virus, and this virus causes infection which is known as flu, right? And this is a virus that causes respiratory infection. So this is predominantly responsible for the respiratory infections, and virus also cause infections to the bird and mammals as well. We have seen recently the cases of bird flu and avian flu ongoing across the globe. Now, the type of influenza, there are four basic types. The A, B, C, D. The A type infects both human and mammals. It is constantly changing and capable of causing flu pandemics. The different type is the second type is B type, which only infect humans. So this is a point that you can take a note of, and it is less severe compared to influenza A type. Then there's type C, which generally cause mild illness and do not cause epidemics. And the last is D, that primarily affects the cattle. So these are the 2 points to be noted. D primarily affects cattle and B primarily infects human being. And influenza A is further classified into different subtype, and one type of them is H3N2. Now, as per the information by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, H3N2 caused 1968 flu pandemic, which has resulted to the death of millions of people and close to about 1 lakh in United States, which is something very large number. So you can see this image, it is clearly evident of the fact that how the situation has collapsed. The health system was not able to function, and lot many people were infected due to this virus. Now, what are the symptoms? Some basic about the symptoms, like headache is there in the central nerve, and there's a running nose, running or stuffy nose, sore throat and aches are there. Fever is the primarily symptoms. Then there's extreme tiredness, coughing is followed by them. Vomiting and aches, right? This is the joint pain which will be there. So these are some of the symptoms. If you come across any individual who is facing this of the problem, you can even recommend them to go to the doctors. Now, about the vulnerable age group, which specific age group is vulnerable? As per the Indian Medical Association, the influenza A virus usually prey the individual which is below age 15 or above 50 year of age. So mostly child and infants are vulnerable to them. An age group of 65 and older, and even pregnant women and women up to 2 weeks postmortem will be vulnerable to this virus. And children and those with comorbids like asthma, diabetics, heart diseases, and weak immune system and neurological disorders and neurodevelopmental conditions at the higher risk. So something very important, you can take a note of the people or age group that are specifically vulnerable. Now, if you see the prevention part, there's some important thing that need to be taken care for this virus. First and foremost is washing hand with soap and water. This is there also in the guideline and advisory which is there by the Government of India. Now, wearing masks and avoiding crowded place, this is close to the prevention which is there for the COVID-19, right? Now, even Cover mouth and nose while sneezing and coughing because the influenza virus it might get transferred. Take plenty of fluids. Avoid touching eyes and nose because it might get infected to other organs. Taking paracetamol and fever and for body ache specifically. What are the don'ts? That shaking hands should be avoided, like spitting in public should be strictly prohibited, eating together, sitting close with others, and taking antibiotics, other medications without consulting a doctor. So these are the primarily thing that has to be avoided. Now, treatment options की अगर बात करें, you see there are some part of the medication which is there. So taking proper rest is the first and foremost priority that is given, and taking a lot of fluids will help. If it is not working out, you can either take ibuprofen, which is a painkiller, or acetaminophen, which is something helping out to relieve and giving, in terms of fevers, when there's a high fever, it will give you a relief and even pain relief. The other high risk antiviral drugs is include Jamanavir or Oseltamivir. These are the part of the drugs that can be incorporated. To prevent H3N2 influenza, it is essential to take measures such as receiving a flu and vaccine annually. So vaccine is something which is important. So vaccine must be taken to ensure that any future infection has to be avoided. And this was all about for the series. If you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do press a like button. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.